All right, welcome back to the Todd Starnes Radio Show. 901-260-5926. Before we go to our next guest, I want to play some audio here. This is from North Carolina, a school board member literally speaking out against prayer.
If you put prayer at the beginning of this meeting, I don't think that's a welcoming sign to the people who were in this room tonight. And so this, to me, is very disturbing because I think it sends the wrong message that we're trying to communicate. And frankly, we are not in the business of faith or religion. That's not what we do.
These reasons and more, I respectfully make a motion to include an invocation to our agenda and meetings moving forward.
This board prays. This board prays before every meeting if you choose to be a part of it. How much prayer do you need? How much God do you need? We say under God, we say it. Why do we need to say more? I don't know what Mr. Marshall is praying about. Is he telling you how to vote? Is he telling you what to believe? He used to send us all emails. I requested to be off the list because I was offended by some of the things that he was saying.
We have a National Day of Prayer. We have In God We Trust on our money, and we pledge allegiance to one nation under God.
Everyone who's sitting here still now are professionals. They come to work to dedicate their lives to children. They didn't come here to pray with you. If you want to pray with them, take them to church.
Wow. I want to go to our Old Glory Bank newsmaker line. Melanie Freeman joins us. She's the lady you heard, a school board member, making the motion to add an invocation to the beginning of the local school board meetings, which seems like a pretty reasonable thing to do. And Melanie joins us live now. Melanie, tell me the name of the county. I want to make sure I get this right in North Carolina.
We are in Cabarrus County, which is a county that is adjacent to Mecklenburg County. So we usually get a lot of Mecklenburg County people living here in our county.
So, Cabarrus County, and so the godless heathens are coming from Mecklenburg. Is that because this is a nasty woman right here. Who is this woman that we heard that was so riled up against God in prayer?
This is council board member Pam Escobar. She has been on the board for a couple of years, and she will have to be voted on again in about 18 months.
All right. So this woman, very upset because you wanted to add an invocation to the beginning of the meeting. Why did you want to do that? Why is it important to start the meeting with a word of prayer?
I made no bones about that I was running as a Christian. It was on my son. That I believe is what we still are as a country, and I don't know why the invocation was ever removed, because I believe if you go back far enough, you will find an invocation on almost all of our municipalities and things. And in fact, most of them still have them. The Harrisburg Town Council has an invocation there in Cabarrus County. The other municipalities also do. Our county commissioners also do. I just did not see why we did not have one. And I felt that it was important. If it's been important in our country's history to seek God's wisdom, and then I think we definitely need it for our children.
Were you surprised by the response from Miss Escobar?
Not really. We had met, of course, across campaign lines, and just I want to make it very clear because I don't speak for anybody else on the board. This is me personally, and this is what I wanted to see brought back into our school board. So it will go through a policy. It will be voted on. This is not something that I'm going to shove down anybody's throat. It's going to be discussed. And as you can see, I knew there would be resistance because anytime you put back something that somebody has taken out, the struggle is much harder. And I was prepared.
Well, absolutely, and look, I think it's absolutely a reasonable thing to do. I'm curious, Melanie, where things stand. Do you have the votes to push this thing through?
Yes, we have a 5-2 Republican Democrat split on our board, and it will go to policy. For them to write a policy about it and how it will be conducted. It will then come back to the board, as I understand it. And just to let you know, I'm new on the board. I've only been here about 3-4 months. So as I understand things, it will come back to the board. We will hear the policy, which comes from the policy committee. We might add some tweaks to it, might change some wordings. It will go back to the policy committee. And then at that time, it will be voted on as policy.
Wow. Melanie, let me say this. I mean, 3 or 4 months? That did not take you long to trigger the liberals. Well done, you.
Well, I am not a young chicken. And so I don't have a lot of time to mess around. And to be quite honest, our children have been waiting a long time for somebody to get in here and care about where the trends in our education are going. And if not now, when?
You know what? That's a great point. And I know that I'm hearing people shouting all over the nation, and especially in Memphis, Tennessee, where our show is based. And last night, the Republican Party in Shelby County, which is the largest largest county in Tennessee, finally voted to have partisan school board races so we know who we are going to be electing. And so we don't know what the Democrats are going to do, but I can tell you this, Melanie, people here in Western Tennessee are going to know if those people are truly Republicans or not. And I think I'm so happy to hear that you guys have a 5-2 GOP majority there on the school board. I suspect it's really going to make a difference.
Well, we also had our school board changed to partisan this time. This was our first election to be partisan. Before it was nonpartisan. There will also hopefully be a referendum in the county or maybe the state to put all races partisan because, as you said, it does give some people a basis for where this person has their foundation. And to be quite honest, school board races are usually on the very back of the ballot. By the time people have done any research, they're tired by the time they get to school board. So it really gives people a heads up of where these people's morals and their values land.
And we certainly got to see where Miss Escobar stands on all of that, and shame on her. Melanie, thank you for calling in, and we really appreciate our buddy Jim Quick. He connected us, and they're doing great stuff there with the North Carolina Faith and Freedom Coalition. And you guys keep fighting the good fight and standing up for those kids.
Thank you. We definitely will. All
right. Melanie Freeman, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, what a story out of North Carolina. But you heard, I mean, that was a godless heathen woman that was shouting in that audio. Just unacceptable.